Okay, guys, hello. Welcome back to the match analysis thing. Welcome back. I think this one's gonna be a pretty fun one to watch. We got Gonemad and Lightwisp in this video. Lightwisp, I know, is a popular player with a really cool team in Darius and Braum, and he's really making that team work well. But I think that there is pretty good synergy hidden in it, despite Braum being a little bit of a weaker character. And then Godmad plays Yasuo Warwick, which I think is a pretty strong team. Godmad and Vermeer, I feel like in NA are probably the premier players that come to mind, at least for me, from the ones that I've played. So let's get into this. It might it might not be as technical, but I'll try to get into the decision making that goes behind some of the options they use, because that is really important for making even simpler teams work. Okay, let's go. The shield right off the bat, so you can get the assist pretty safe. Really important when you do the shield, because the only thing that really is going to beat it is jumping over the assist and hitting behind Braum, but there's a handshake tag available at that point, and run up and grab, but it's very dangerous because that assist is coming out immediately. Oh my gosh. Just did so much damage right off the bat. Was that 2 interactions that he won? Oh my gosh, he got a parry, but he just missed the JH. That's so unlucky. And then he put himself in the corner and then got counter hit. Okay. Like half health. And then he gets a grab. That's why he's super low. Burst, he does not want to lose Darius yet. Now, this is really hard with Braum. That's something I noticed with Lightwisp that's like really important, is like a run-up shield. Like kind of bait the idea that with Braum you're playing neutral. I had to start doing it myself on the Braum Malawi team that I've been playing. But you need to like pretend you're playing neutral and run up, and it'll kind of bait them to try and stuff you out. But it's not really going to work because you're going to be hitting his shield, which is a position he wants to be in. That's a weird interaction. I don't know why the Warwick didn't grab him here. I've seen generic grabs hit Braum when he's doing this. Maybe he was just, his hurt box wasn't quite where Warwick was grabbing or something, because I don't think he gets throw invulnerability during his command grab like blitzes. But it still goes well for Gone Mad. Train to Super 3. He should kill, right? It makes sense to go for Super 3 there. Perfect. Dang. Yeah, missing that JH into the corner was really bad. Let's see. Starts out with Darius instead. Ooh, he just barely whiffs the parry on the assist. I don't even know if I'd say that was a bait, but it just worked out really well for Lightwisp there. A wind wall setup. I think that Super 1 goes through wind wall, if I'm remembering correctly. But I think, let's see, Gonmad parries, so he can start running up sooner. Anti-airs with the overhead, so he leaves him plus when he does that. Leaves a Warwick plus. Okay, he's got a lot of bloodlust meter. He's playing a little more cautiously. Ooh, he just hits him with a stray hit there after all that spaghetti. Yeah. Just mashed the 5M. That was really good. I guess he figured because of the range she was at. Let's see. At this range, I feel like Yasuo's fast buttons wouldn't work. So 5M definitely reaches there. Using 6H, 6H to get him into the corner. He's close enough. Was that a reset on purpose? No way, right? Hooks him. Goes for one hit a tackle. And it might have been a reset on purpose. Yeah, it looks like it, because he just hit him with a big chunky move and immediately canceled out a ton of the hit stun that it would have had by just jabbing him once. Then air throws. Yeah, and Darius got you in the corner. It's really hard to fight back from there. Just trying to open up Lightwisp. Oh my. Oh my gosh, that was a missed parry from Gonemad. He tried parrying the Darius swing. He's just barely out of range, so Lightwhisp gets the punish there. Hey, big combo. Oh, this is so ugly. I would have been shaking my head like at myself if I got hit by that. I mean, but it is nerve-wracking having to play against Braum Unbreakable when they're playing like this. Like that's extremely brave to do this twice because he's armored, so you can't mash on it. You need to be very brave. You need to run up and grab it, or you need to be ready and parry it. So what he decided to do was, I think, charge H right here is what Gonmad did. Which is just like, this is not gonna work. Because Brahm's already like charging up the move he's gonna finish before you. I feel like that pressure generally won't work, but I think he had gone mad super scared there. And that was a pretty cool little corner conversion, like the combo he did there. Something reliable. Oof. Sniped him with the hook. I like this approach a lot, actually. So Brahm's like shield doesn't just go in front of the point character when he uses an assist. It actually like finds middle ground between the point character and the opponent's point character. Like he's so since the opponent is so far away, Braum is gonna shield out really, really far. And what this does is like it makes it so that as Darius, he doesn't have to deal as much with the half of the screen that he has to run up in, right? He doesn't have to worry about Yasuo like checking him. So with the opportunity, he runs up, and then as the shield is about to run out anyways, like as it's running out, he starts charging up that JH on Darius, and he uses them as a projectile here. He throws him out in handshake tags. So if Darius got anti-aired at this like last moment when he's getting handshake tagged, it wouldn't actually do anything to the real point character, which would be Braum. That's like a pretty smart approach to use Darius as a projectile. I mean, you got to do what you need to do, like to get a slow team in, right? Because I think that longer range isn't really preferred against Yasuo or Warwick. They kind of just move faster than you, so just use your character as a projectile. I mean, if it's Darius's JH is really good. It's a huge button. Oh my god, this combo. The Poro doesn't drop the combo either. It's pretty good. Gets unbreakable. Doesn't offer super. He went for a grab there, but he got get up attacked. That was a good block. He had another handshake tag behind that DP. There it is again, using Darius as a projectile. Ooh, that was a really good use of shield there. What did he do it after? Did he do it after something minus? Oh, he did it after a whiff. That's actually... Wait, that's really smart, too. Because whiffing a move isn't going to stop you from putting out your shield. Like... He's basically like... Oh, I thought Darius' chin just got really big. I think it's just like a collar of his shirt. Yeah, he kind of like whiffed the move. Wasn't it a little bit of a disadvantage? So he just stuck out Braum and gives him another chance to run up. And it worked out really well. He just gets in to his preferred range. Just hits him. And luckily, Darius autocorrects sides on the 5H. Ooh. I wonder if he did it on purpose to hit OTG there for the fast wake up. Just like cash out some damage before he's up. Hey, Yasuo combo. Yeah, wake up shield. He got hit. I think he got hit with a bug here. When you have moves with overlapping hitboxes and they hit the shield, sometimes the character that's like on the shield, like supposedly covered by the shield, because the shield actually has like a big shield hitbox like in front of it, not just on it, has like a kind of like at the edge of where the shield is, like away from Braum. All of that is covered. But it looks like this, one of these hits tagged Darius through the shield. Because the Darius just disappears. Let's see that again. He run up shield. He should have gotten an advantage, but it just didn't work out because this just got hit. But, I mean, Randy Bob's super still works out. I shouldn't say Randy Bob, but saw a bunch of characters on the screen and was like, I can go for my invincible move here. Oh, wow, really good parry on the Poro. God, man, kind of crazy. Like, he parried the Poro and then checked the assist. Wow, that's a lot of damage. He just beats the get-up attack with the projectile. That projectile is so good. Oh my gosh, that's almost a conversion. Yeah, Footsies. Ooh, that move is so cheap from Yasuo! Did he punish something? Yeah, I think he... Well, it's not quite a punish, but it's still like a jump scare. He just barely whiffs the 6H. 6H being used here by Lightwhisp, most likely because it covers a ton of space. And if you're just using it fast like this, most people aren't going to be looking to parry it. Most people only want to parry it when they see it in a block string because it makes it more easily reactable because you're playing defense anyways. But in neutral, just out the get-go, run up. 6H covers a ton of space here, but it just barely whiffs. And I think it only really whiffed because Yasuo was jumping. I think it's the only reason why it whiffed. And this covers air pretty well too. Like, this is just a pretty bad scenario. And I don't think that this was a punish, but... You know, he probably saw that he missed a move and was like, oh, I can do this low to the ground. And this is really good from Yasuo because it gives him a conversion, like pretty much guaranteed if he hits it. And at certain places, it crosses up too, so. This is really good. This is getting him close to death, and he's running down his Fury while Gonemad still has his own Fury. Hasagi. Oh, he tried to convert the Hasagi into Fury, but it didn't quite hit. Yo, is this cheap? Oh. Okay, now it's scary. He's got Unbreakable. Oh! He should be dead here. Yeah. Dang, that's crazy, bro. Really just some footsies. He shielded that so that he was more actionable. Because I think if he blocked this right here from Yasuo instead, it would have given Yasuo a little more time from the stance cancel to run around and do what he wants. But instead, he shields it so that he can call out Darius pretty confidently. And I think that's a big thing, is that maybe it's not that like, oh, the Darius call here is the answer, but it's that because he puts out shield, he can confidently do the things that he wants to do. He's like, oh, I can pretty reliably get Darius out here as long as my shield blocked that, and you know he does. So he just runs up as soon as possible. So shield makes the decision making a little bit better and lets you play with more confidence. And then he gets Unbreakable here, jumps the Hasagi, and just stuffs out his run-up. Okay. Really good first game from Lightwisp. Gonemad also is getting his licks in, but it feels like in the neutral, Lightwisp really finds great ways to bully his way in. What was that? This is a push block? Is that why? Oh, yeah, this is really good on push block. It didn't work out here because the option was kind of being called out by Demon Flip. Demon Flip is really good into push block because, you know, it moves you forward, covers the ground that you just lost in the air. So, push block, go one more time. So when he push blocks him here, he dials up 5S2, like Brahm's shoulder tackle, because it covers a lot of forward space, and you can tag off of it and it'll still go through. So that's really good off of push block. I don't know if how many Brahms are doing that. It's something I need to implement to my Braum gameplay a little bit more. I'm not super confident when I do it, or I try to charge it up when I shouldn't. Just doing the uncharged one is good. It didn't work out in this situation because specifically Demon Flip like is one of the things that's gonna beat that. So tags the Braum. Yeah. He opened him up a little bit, didn't get the conversion, but then he opened him up again. That was a crazy burst. That was kind of just unlucky timing, I think. Oh my god. Yeah, he was still trying to hit him with a move. He didn't hit him with a falling move. I think if you... I don't know if he had his tag available here during the break. But if he did... Are they getting happy birthday? No. So he should have been able to tag here. In this situation, I think that he wasn't able to do a falling move because he didn't tag off. But when you burst and then you handshake tag, you're actionable in the air. I don't know if it's the same way even if you don't tag off, but I know that's for sure how it works when you tag off. So he doesn't quite get a punish, then lands, and Yasuo's already putting out a move. That was awkward. He was probably blocking the way down, honestly, because he thought Yasuo was going to try and anti-air him. Okay. It's good from Gonemad. Oh, wow. What a parry. One of the things about Lightwhisp is just plays with total confidence. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's a good conversion there. It's like max range. It's a good thing he did 3H. Overhead gets blocked, lows get blocked. Pressure, no unbreakable. Yeah, he just kind of, suffocates him right here. This is like the classic, right? He runs up shields like, please do anything other than throw. Like, it's all gonna lose. Even jumping is hard here because the shield, the hitbox of it or the hurt box of it is really high, and it actually makes it harder to jump over. A lot of times you kind of have to super jump or air hop or something like that. So it is actually smothering him like this in the corner is actually really good. So he backs it with an assist. Drops the combo. Super awkward spot. Goes low instead of overhead after the handshake tag on Warwick. So everyone should know how to do this, right? Dials up the Warwick overhead. So overheads generally take a lot of time. But handshake tagging like this will make overheads much more reactable. Right? So he's like, oh, I see. He's like loading up the overhead, right? And then once you're thinking like, oh, I can clearly block this overhead, I'm reacting to it. And then, while you're standing up to block that overhead, they've already handshake tagged off and they're hitting you with a low while you're standing. That might not have been exactly what he was doing here, like in terms of like Lightwisp's blocking, but Gonemad, that's kind of what the mix up here that he was going for. He fakes an overhead because there's no overhead low once you handshake tag. So you can block everything low once a handshake tag comes out. But it's really like that occupation of the mental stack that overheads have, where it's just like, I need to block this overhead. I need to stand up for this. And you kind of forget that the handshake tag happened and that you can block it all with low. Unless he also goes for an overhead, but it's kind of the bait there. Like the overhead animation from Warwick was kind of the bait. Okay, Gonemad taking the lead in this game. That was a good way to open him up. Wait, what? Did that have a gap? So he hits him. 1, 2. Oh, that dropped, and that's why he was able to handshake that. Good on Gonemad for not giving up there. He's like, he got tagged, but he's like, nah. If there's a way out, I'm taking it. Handshake tags off. That's pretty good. There's that approach again with the shield and the JH. It's like a really good weapon for these two, honestly. Setting up the Darius like a projectile. It's unique because, Darius's JH just so good, so hard to contest when it like is at max range, even with a 2H. Ooh, grabs. Parry's not gonna work there. I wonder if Gonemad's gonna burst here. He's gonna take it. Don't know if he's holding it for next round or if he probably wants Fury if he gets a conversion. Overhead anti-aired, but Lightwisp still blocking. Then gets a parry on the assist. Yeah, Yasuo assist got parried. So point character gets tumbled, and then what is all this? He just chases him down, hits him with the low and the retreating guard. Did he cross him up there? Is that what that was? He jumps over the Warwick. Oh, Warwick's hitting the shield. Oh, he's turned around. So I think that he turned around Yeah, he's turning around and doing a move towards Darius, and then Braum hits him. Actually, very, very fortunate timing for Lightwisp there. He gets his conversion, running down Fury. I'm surprised he didn't go for a super. I mean, probably because of Unbreakable, but the supers that Braum has actually wind down a lot of Fury timer. What did he even do here? Stuff is just happening. Ah, it just meets him as he's landing with a low. It really is like, am I gonna hit you with a low or a grab? Like right on that landing timing is the most awkward. Gets the Ender, and he takes Gonemad's Fury with that round 2. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's super awkward. Usually here, I feel like once they have whiffed right here, like you can tag them, right? Because Braum's mash is slower than Yasuo's mash at this range, like with the 5L. But I think that he assumed, like, I think he was already parrying when this handshake tag was happening, so it went through anyways. But I think he just assumed that it was about to hit him, so he tried to parry it. Yeah, that was super awkward. Let's move to the corner with that. He's got Unbreakable. I like that. That's like good coverage. You get rid of Unbreakable, but I think he was kind of feeling it right here, you know. This is all like Avalanche covers the entire corner, and then the handshake tag just lets you react to the roll if it happens. There's really good coverage there. Expensive coverage because you're losing Unbreakable, but I mean, it's worth it if you hit him, honestly, most of the time. Ooh, gets a tiny bit of happy birthday damage there. Ooh, push block, and then he can confidently go for the swing there with Darius. Just push block, swing, and loads it up, you know, so that he can switch. He parries here, Lightwhisp parries here because he thinks that this will jump over the swing, but I don't know what option Gonemad went for here, but it got hit by the swing, which is actually so unlucky. Like, you wouldn't expect to hit here. Let's see, what was he going for? Did he just do not? Oh, he was going for a late Demon Flip H, which, yeah, would get hit because it extends your hurt box down a little bit more. Braum is parrying just in case. I mean, the parry, I think, made it so that he couldn't convert, but it's very reasonable parry there. Converts off the assists. This is so scary. Yeah, because he has potential side swap here, which just adds a lot more to his mix-up game. You have to guess a little bit harder. Like, and having the side swap attack is such big, like, it's such a big addition to his mix because, you know, if you're trying to block the side swap, you have to hold forward, which is gonna make you get hit by anything and grab. And then parry is like kind of the option that you would do on reaction, but it is so hard to react to the side swap and parry. I feel like, especially when you got things like overheads and throws that like convert into pretty good damage at this point with Bloodlust, it's just so scary. Okay, that was weird. Went for a sneaky grab, didn't work. Gonemad's got Fury now. Oh my god. That overhead might be busted. Just overhead. Can do it again. Oh, I think Darius already pressed a move, that's why. This is so awkward. Supers. Yeah, Darius was like falling with like JL or something like that. Okay. Oh, gross conversion. Hazagi back by assist is so good. Doesn't want to take any more happy birthday damage. Ooh, this is like a huge weakness of Braum's, I feel like, is how slow some of his mediums are. Like this would have caught most characters, but because of the pushback on block and because of how slow this is, like retreating guard actually got out of the way of the 2M, even though 2M is kind of the option you would use to catch it, you know? So it's really unlucky for Lightwisp, but I mean, it's part of the matchup. You can just get away with stuff like this on Braum more often. Like against Braum, you just get away with this more often. This is a setup a lot of people need to know when you play any team with Yasuo, right? You get the assist so you have a sandwich. And then with his point character, he programmed a 5H, like a charged 5H. And then he's putting him in block stun with Yasuo so that he's going to have to block until the 5H comes out. And then what the 5Hs do when they're charged is they force stand. So they give you the option to instant overhead. So now there's high-low mix, but it's unreactable, like unfuzzyable high-low mix. Like he can just jump and immediately overhead now because Braum is standing straight up. And not to like confuse it with, you know, you're open up to blocks. No, this is like in this standing state, it's a fuzzy like it's a fuzzy break. Like so he's standing, but he can still block high or low, even though he's standing up. But the benefit is that the high-low mix is real because it's instant now. Yasuo can jump up and immediately use this button and hit overhead on Braum because his hurt box is so high. So what Lightwisp is probably doing here is holding down, like down back. But visually he's still up and his hurt box is still very high up, so he'll get hit by this a little more easily. Yeah, it works on every Yasuo team because Yasuo's assist is so good. It like sandwiches so easily. That was a really good conversion. That was the thing we were talking about earlier with the push block and then putting in the 5S2 on Braum, the shoulder tackle. That's so unlucky. That's why you always hold back. Always hold back if you can. Went for a reset and then goes for a strike. So the setup for this reset is like after a tag launcher, you go for a JS2 and it crumples in the corner. And so if you tag them once in this state, it actually puts them like at a perfect height where it's really hard for them to mash, but they fall quick enough for you to grab them as soon as they like land on the floor. So he goes for strike here on the reset. I think he was I think most people will go for grab on the first one. They'll go for command grab. But I think he expected Gonemad to be a genius and be like, "Nope, you're not grabbing me here." But no, he's just holding back. Might have been genius from Gonemad too, actually. Double genius. That's so unlucky. He hits the assist. He shields right before tagging off. Yeah. It's a really good to do on Braum. Really, really good. It just makes it so safe to handshake tag off. And it's like very beneficial if they were pressing a button. And some neutral. Gonemad's still stuck in the corner a little bit. He has to fight his way out. Ooh, parry. Yeah, he didn't finish the Rekka. Off a throw, super 1. Yeah, he uses up his level 3, which is pretty bad. Oh, yeah. He probably thought Braum was gonna handshake tag here. Because, I mean, Braum's in his face. It's a neutral skip, right? You just teleport forward and your new point character's right in their face. But, you know, that's how you deal with it. You tag him. But Lightwisp doesn't tag and sees that he's punching Braum. So he's like, no, get off my buddy. And punishing him for it. Braum starter here. The Yasuo. Yeah, Gonemad doing kind of like textbook Yasuo stuff here. He's got Braum's back against the corner, so he's just trying to like put out hitboxes to stuff. And then Lightwisp, you know, in the tiniest gap, puts out shield so he can get his assist out reliably, and boom, he gets a conversion. He gets unbreakable. Okay. That's kind of the corner ender. I don't know if he did that on purpose. Yeah, that's just bad buttons there. This is kind of reactable. Like, he's backdashing here, so visually he can see Braum loading it up. I think that he might have gone for Hasagi to go get the double hit and break the unbreakable shield, because double hits will break his armored moves, but it doesn't work out. I think he only got one hit off. Like, I think it was, like, actually just the smallest window. Though, I think that the option here is parry it almost always, like run up parry if you have the ability to. Ooh, that was really weird on this tornado. Oh, just bullies his way in with the armor. It's really good. How does he end this with the okay, that's what he does in the corner when he has Unbreakable. Baits out the get up attack by walking forward. He just shimmied him. Just shimmy. Yeah. I'd be scared too. Brom's got some serious aura doing that. Just walking forward. This is really good, like, using the shield here. Because, like, again, anytime he uses the shield, Gonemad has to go for something insane. He has to, like, run up and grab instantly, like, as it's coming out. Which, obviously, you don't want to get blown up when Braum would just hit you and you just die, you know? So, he does this to get Darius out reliably. And once Darius is in, he can start pressure. A very good way to get in right there. Ooh. I could kind of see that parry, but didn't quite work. It just, the Yasuo's move just barely whiffed. Just trying to keep out Lightwhisp, but doesn't quite work. He worked his way around it just a little bit. Like, yeah, he jumped over the Darius JH. Did he do that, like, project? Was he gonna do? No, he did it, like, yeah, he was banking on that. He'd have to run up and parry Brom's shoulder tackle. Really good. Oh, these two players are so sick, but man, Lightwhisp makes that team look so scary. He's got a really good system going with that team. It's actually so threatening. And I mean, it's also like psychologically really, really threatening having two big bodies like that with giant hitboxes and it super strong damage. You know, like you can't mess up against this team because every mess up against Braum Darius is extremely costly. And honestly, like, I feel like, yeah, this team is going to be scary after the patch. Like, it's going to be really scary. When Braum doesn't have that bug anymore for the shield, which I think that they're removing. If no shield bug on Braum, like, I think Braum is actually going to be significantly better. I can't tell you how many times, like, playing Braum Alawi, I've lost games because of the bug happening. Like, it's just so hard to reliably throw out an assist on a bunch of the characters when they just hit through your shield, which its whole point is that you're doing the shield so the assist doesn't get hit, but it just doesn't work properly sometimes. So, yeah, I think that Braum teams are huge stocks. So, yep. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the video. Hopefully, you learned a lot.